Hello everyone.
Hello there.
We were saying in the Afrikaans recording, our border collie puppy Bobby, he wants to be with us when we have these conversations because according to him we are sitting so lonely and all by ourselves here. He would like to support us, but we've built such a barricade around
Yeah,
us.
we're sitting in a fort, so he can't get to us. So he might be making sounds. So we're just warning you. He's
Yes.
trying his utmost best to get to us.
He's leaning his head here on.
Looking at us like making us feel very guilty.
Yeah. We are touching on theme 7 in our series of what the mystics know, what they've discovered on their journey. So we're touching on theme 7 this morning, and it links quite closely with the theme of last week. Last week we spoke about to discover the truth, you have to become the truth. It is about a lived discovery. It's a growing into it. It is not only a rational discovery, but it is a cellular discovery. It becomes part of who we are as a bodily sensation, a whole person experience or life that you live. And today's theme is transformed people transform people. Transformed people transform people. People who have changed are changing people. And we'll touch on that whole thing because Matilda came to this deep realization. It must have been given to her by the Spirit.
Yes, it is. I'm sure it is.
So we'll touch on that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so what comes to mind immediately is a couple of questions. What is this? What changed? How do you change? What brings that about? So maybe just to talk about that a bit. And why would it change other people? And how would it change other people? So it's quite a few questions that comes up. So what is this? What is a changed person?
I think to already tie into your revelation, it is not a once-off happening.
Maybe we should just give the revelation and take it from there.
All right.
So we were talking in the Afrikaans version and talking about this process of change, and I said maybe the heading of this talk shouldn't be changed people, change people. It should be changing people, people that's in the process of change,
Yes.
of being changed. That because we're never there, we never completely totally made over and without any ego or so but already just the showing that which energy wise we put out from being in this process already is a transformative process for other people as well.
So in other words, what we are actually saying with a single word, transformed or changing, is a person in a constant process of inner work and honest looking
And awareness
of myself.
Yes. Oops, now I kicked the
Bucket.
not really, not yet. Yeah, so it's this process of being transformed by being aware of the things the ego controls, and being more and more living from that place that we talked about last week, coming from a place of integrity, from your truth, things that ring true for you, that's real for you. So it's that whole thing of, I think, what you also said, real is rare. And I think that people pick up on that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Authenticity and integrity
Yeah.
has a charm.
And not just a charm, it has an attraction, it has an energy. Yeah. And I think the second question would be, how does it happen? And like you said, it has to do with inner work, with, I think, a desire to want to live from a different place, a realization of things that's keeping you back, or that's interfering in relationships or in your life, and that you want to actually work at. So it's I think it's really a process of intention. And it just doesn't happen overnight. You don't decide to change and the next morning you changed.
Yes. No. And I think maybe one has to say something about conversion in the traditional sense. Because I think what Jesus had in mind was not so much a singular conversion. You had a certain life, there was a conversion taking place, and then you're a totally new person. But it can be that you have multiple conversions throughout the day.
I think it should be.
Yes.
It should be, because we don't even if we have this conversion experience, we're not even aware of the things that are the patterns, all the ego constructs that's still there, and it will still be playing into life, will still be happening, and we will still be confronted by that.
Yeah.
And it's that constant process of becoming aware of coming from a different place.
Yes. And it came to a revelation to us through our workshops with the Enneagram. The big tool of the Enneagram is awareness. And it is amazing how the mere act of awareness, the mere process of awareness changes us. Just that.
Yeah, without judgment.
Without judgment, just the mere awareness, it changes us. We're not on autopilot, but we live with integrity and intention. And I think the fact that it is this ongoing process, it frees us from feelings of guilt, because you can say to yourself, well, I've started on this journey with God, but I find myself still doing things. I must be a very bad Christian.
Or like Paul also said.
Yes.
Yeah, the flesh.
The things that I don't want to do, for some reason I'm still doing it.
Yeah,
Romans 7. But it's this process, constantly coming back, and being aware that this is taking place. Just getting, and that is the process of being transformed. That is the process of being changed. And that process has an attraction.
And starts showing. I think it starts showing quite soon.
Yeah.
There's something that's definitely different when you start on that journey, and you in your own life. I think often you can't see it so well yourself, but your house people, your family, your friends will notice some differences. So why would that change people?
I think for one, because when we become aware and we live with awareness towards ourselves without judgment, that also plays out in our relationships with other people. That it is a relationship without judgment. It is a relationship fueled and carried by love.
Yeah, and I think that the mirroring that was taking place all the time, maybe looking at people and seeing things that you don't like. Maybe you seeing people are you find people being very critical,
Yeah.
and you criticize the people being very critical, and now you're becoming aware that you yourself,
Exactly. You're doing shadow work.
yeah, are also very critical. So you become much more aware of the things that you're noticing that's also in yourself, and you have much more compassion, much more empathy, much more of an awareness that everything is one, that we are one in God. And so there's I think the main thing is that as you grow in acceptance of yourself, people also feel more accepted by you. So, and that
Yes.
is very attractive.
And because on a deep level, you are living the acceptance of God.
Yes, yes. And I think that to a large extent, it's what people see and what people are drawn to. And then maybe also drawn into the journey.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
And I don't think there's just one journey or
No, no,
one
no.
way.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think it's so important. It's Richard Rohr that says, this is caught, not taught. People catch on to it. And it's not so much that's being conveyed through intellectual handouts or whatever. It comes from deep integrity. And it's also playing out in the relationship of children and parents, where parents want to convey, they want the good life for their children.
Yeah,
And
and a certain set of values that
exactly.
they want to
Yeah.
make sure that their children have those values.
And often they'll go to great lengths to take their children to church and to be exposed to all of that. But if a child doesn't see that these things play out in the parent's life,
Yeah.
and that it's important to the parent, it won't catch on.
Yeah, it will be
Be very difficult.
yeah, it's once removed.
Exactly. So it's just interesting to see how it plays out in that sense as well. Yeah, so we're at the end of the series. It might be that questions coming in and the conversations that we usually have afterwards, it will lead to the next theme in the conversation, because as we are sitting here, we don't have a clue as to what the next theme will
No,
be.
but so if you have questions or you have ideas or anything you would like us to talk about.
And it's not as if we in a flat spin, because it usually
No, it will announce itself.
It will announce itself. But may you have a wonderful long weekend. The sun is shining here. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
May you have a time of rest as well.
Keep well, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.